Good morning. It's 10:30, even though there's some dispute about that, according to my phone and a clock here. But yeah, I believe it's 10:30. It's 10:30 in my mind, and it can be in yours too. I'm Illya McLellan, and I do my show this morning on 10:30 on Sunday mornings, Arrow FM. Yeah, welcome to the show. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning. Yeah, mine's not too bad. Had a good sleep, and it's a beautiful day in Wairarapa. Yeah, we've got a bit of sunshine. I'm sure there'll be people out and about. And yeah, there's what's going on in the world. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but this morning on Behaviour on Arrow, we're going to be interviewing a Napier musician and music promoter, Tylee Birkin, who I made the acquaintance of a few years ago singing karaoke, actually, at the Shakespeare Hotel in... No, not the Shakespeare. Goodness, I've gone like years earlier. No, it wasn't Shakespeare, it was the Cabana. And I sang Disco 2000 by Pulp. And I'm not sure if it was a good version because I couldn't hear it myself. But no, I thought it was a good version. I think my brother-in-law's got a video of it. Anyway, yeah, I'll be interviewing Tylee about her band Lizard Prom, who have just released an album, I'm pretty sure. And we're going to have a chat to her and listen to a track, which will be cool. And what else? I'm just gonna play a bit of music this morning. There's a song that I heard the other day I hadn't heard in quite a while, actually, and yeah, it gave me a bit of a chuckle. It's a track by an artist called Richard Cheese, and he's known for covers. He does sort of, I don't know, crooner sort of big band covers of famous tracks by various artists. The one that I'm going to start off with this morning is Welcome to the Jungle, covered by Richard Cheese, made famous, of course, by Guns N' Roses, the band that merged the talents of the LA Guns and the something Roses. Oh, goodness, I've forgotten. LA Guns and... yeah, okay, I've forgotten. But anyway... Welcome to the Jungle. Check it out, Richard Cheese.
Jungle, we've got fun and games. We got everything you want, honey. We know the names. We are the people that can find whatever you may need. If you got the money, honey, we got your disease in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. I wanna watch you bleed. In the jungle. Welcome to that jungle. Watch it bring you to your sha-na-na-na knees. I'm gonna watch you bleed. And when you're high, you never ever wanna come down, so down, so down, so down, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Pardon me, do you know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die! In the jungle, welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. Watch it bring you down.
Yeah, so that's Richard Cheese with Welcome to the Jungle. I could actually play the original now for a bit of balance. I'm sure everyone's heard that enough. It's one of those tracks that just gets played on the radio, on the rock, and Hauraki FM when it used to be a rock station. Like every other day almost, they used to play that track. I mean, maybe not every other day, but at least once a week. And it's another example of a good song ruined by radio overplay. And the good thing about my radio show is that you won't get radio overplay on my show because, I don't know, I mean, I only do it once a week, and then, so, yeah, I don't really play the same songs. I mean, you know, it might be the same song played once every 3 months or so, which is... not quite as bad as hearing it every few days, but in the meantime, I do have another track that I was actually listening to earlier this week, and I thought, you know what, I should play that on the radio show this weekend. What else is happening in around and about the place? I know that Carterton AFC women's team are looking for more players if anyone's interested in having a crack at playing football this year. And they've got a really good thing going on down at Carterton now with the women's team and the junior club, and the club's sort of getting its groove on in a lot of ways, and they've sort of done up the club rooms a bit. It's a cool little club, and I've been involved there for a few years. I'm doing a bit of coaching at another club this year at Douglas Villa. Because currently Carterton don't really have a sort of serious men's team as such, or serious senior team that needs a coach. So I've just gone to a club where I can coach a team and help out with what they're doing there. And yeah, it's but yeah, sort of the winter sport is getting into full swing. I noticed that Super Rugby actually started yesterday, which was a bit of a shock to me. I mean, because it's the 5th of March. Seems, I suppose it's earlier and earlier. I mean, they've got to get these things cracking along, you know. Yeah, I did see that the war's still cracking along over in the Ukraine there, and there's sort of some economic sanctions being imposed on Russia, and Putin has said that economic sanctions are basically an act of war, which is he's getting a bit threatening, isn't he? I suppose he's always been a rather threatening character to the Russian people over the years with his sort of tyrannical regime, but one thing that is a little bit odd is that there's people I know who, for one reason or the other, are very anti-vax or anti-mandate, and now they're sort of championing Putin as some sort of, I don't know, guy trying to rage against the machine. And yeah, I think that's a bit misguided, really, but enough about that. Let's play that song I was talking about. And where is it? Here it is. It's by an artist called Demi Borger, and it's one of those tracks that, I don't know, for some people it might be an assault on the senses on your Sunday morning, but I urge you just to listen and appreciate the skill of the artists who are delivering this tune. I heard it the other day, and I thought, what an excellent piece of music. It's by they are a Norwegian band who sort of, in terms of longevity, are one of the sort of longer lasting music groups out there. They've been around since I think like 1989 in different incarnations, but I think the lead singer has been the one constant, and then a few people have come and gone over the years, and they've released a number of albums which are definitely interesting. This is called a track called Endings and Continuations from their album Abrahadabra, that came out in I think around 2010 possibly, or maybe 2012. So check this out, see what you think. All right, so that, yeah, Abrahadabra by, Endings and Continuations. And the, I keep saying Abrahadabra, and yeah, it's from the album Abrahadabra, which was a word that was first publicly appeared in the Book of the Law, the central sacred text of Thelema, by Aleister Crowley, who was a bit of a magician back in the day, the 1900s, and actually in the end was associated with some quite unfortunate behaviour, Mr. Crowley. And interesting, though, that his Church of the Golden Dawn actually had a location in New Zealand in Havelock North. So I was always pretty intrigued with that, and there's a house up there somewhere that has still has the rooms and so on in it. I think me and my friends tried to find it one time, but we were sort of a bit of a needle in the haystack up there on the Havelock Hills when you don't know where you're going. But there's a bit of interesting carry-on up in Havelock there from time to time. I had a friend who went up to the Tomato Peak lookout one evening, and went through the gates there, the big stone gates, and there was a group of about 20 people in robes with their hands joined, standing in a huge circle, and he sort of saw that and did a quick U-turn and was like, "Exit stage left, buddy, I'm out of here." Which I don't blame him for. But yeah, the things you see in Havelock North and Hawke's Bay. Yeah, but I did meet this interesting woman from the UK a few years ago who was a witch. Well, she said she was a witch, and yeah, if you say you're a witch, why, you're a witch, aren't you? And she actually told me that Hawke's Bay and Havelock North in particular is known as a place where the ley lines enter the earth or something. So it's like some sort of very powerful magical place, according to people who are interested in the occult, which is something that's always interested me, to be honest. It's quite fascinating. But that track there was, you just got to appreciate the artistry of those musicians. I love, one reason I'm really a fan of Dimmy Borgir, despite some of their lyrical content and album imagery, which I find, sort of slightly off-putting in some ways, but they do play some excellent music, and I like the way they marry in those symphonic instruments in their symphonic black metal. And I was lucky enough to see them live a couple of years ago in Auckland, and they put on an excellent show. It was pretty good, and they always have such a good drummer. That's one thing about that band. Like if you appreciate drumming, it's definitely worth checking out more of their music. And a lot of those sort of black metal and death metal bands have very technical drummers. Maybe sort of not quite the same sort of drummer as maybe someone like Buddy Rich or someone, is it Buddy Rich? It is Buddy Rich who's a really good drummer, isn't it? They play with a little bit more feel. A lot of these guys maybe play a bit more technically, like Neil Peart, perhaps. Yeah, worth a listen if you like that track. And on the theme of loud and possibly disturbing music, I did hear another really good track the other day by a favourite band of mine, and this is they originally recorded this track in the late 80s, and then actually re-recorded it only a couple of years ago but they had a new lineup. They actually pulled in Dave Lombardo from Slayer, and who was the other one? It was the guy from Anthrax. Oh, goodness gracious. The guitarist from Anthrax. I've forgotten his name momentarily, but well, maybe we'll play that later. Can't really sort of assault the senses of people so badly with 2 tracks in a row, but maybe we could. Oh no, here's a good track. Oh, did I play that last week? I don't think I did. Man, I'm going senile, like a certain world leader, a certain couple of world leaders, if you know what I mean. No, just kidding. But well, actually, I might just play. Oh, this is a good little number that I heard the other day. It's actually Fatboy Slim with a couple of guests from the Beastie Boys, Ad Rock and Mike D, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's a funny little mix of Praise You, which was a really big single by Fatboy Slim in, I don't know, around 2000, maybe possibly, or 1999, if I random a guess. Here it is, check it out. It's Praise You with the Beastie Boy, Fatboy Slim and the Beastie Boys.
And Rock, Mike D, bless y'all. What's good? Yeah. Small Star, Latin Brothers, collabo, motherfucker. Fat Boy Slim remix. Yeah. Hard times and the good. And that's what's up. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. Come on, y'all. We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. I have to praise you, celebrate. I have to praise you, celebrate. I have to praise you like I should. I have to praise you. I have to praise you like I should. I have to we've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. I have to praise you like I should. I have to
Yeah, so that was Fatboy Slim and the Beastie Boys, Mike D and Ad Rock. I thought that was, I don't know, quirky little number to play after a bit of Norwegian black metal. So we're coming up to 11 o'clock where I'm going to be interviewing Tylee. And in the meantime, we could just play something else just to take us through to 11. And we might go with a little bit of Al Stewart, who's, bit of a classic track, Year of the Cat. Big fan of the Year of the Cat. And I don't know, I mean, in New Zealand it seems like every year is the Year of the Cat because they're just killing all the native wildlife, cats. But Gareth Morgan would disagree about it being the Year of the Cat. He probably doesn't like this song, Gareth. But I'd have to say to Gareth, hey, Gareth, have another listen, mate. I'm going to play it right now.
Strolling through the crowd like Pete Laura contemplating a crime. She comes out of the sun in a silk dress, running like a watercolor in the rain. Don't bother asking for explanation, she'll just tell you that she came in the year of the cat. Give you time for questions as she locks up your arm in hers, and you follow till your sense of which direction completely disappears. By the blue tiled walls near the market stalls, there's a hidden door she leads you to. These days, she says, I feel my life just like a river running through the year of the cat. While she looks at you so coolly, and her eyes shine like the moon and the sea. She comes in incense and patchouli. So you take her to find what's waiting inside the year of the cat.
So we've done a bit of a radio edit there on Al Stewart because I've got Tylee on the line, and hopefully, Michael actually showed me how to do this the other day, and Michael's, an excellent, he gives excellent explanations, but, and even though I was attentive at the time that he was showing me, I'm hoping that I get this right, but we'll see if it works, and hopefully it does, so we'll try it. Can you? Are you there, Tyler? Can you hear me now?
I am.
Oh, excellent.
Kind of like getting you coming in and out.
Oh, okay. I might need to move this computer a little bit closer there. Is that? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool. All right. So, right. So you have a band called Lizard Prom.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool name. What brought about the name?
Kind of absolutely nothing. I think it was just like two disconnected words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think but they make a good connection. Those two disconnected words. It's like it's a good thought. Thinking about a lizard prom.
Yeah, people have made their own connections with it too, which is fun.
Yeah, cool. And you guys have been together as a band for a while now, or?
Yeah. So as Lizard Prom, we've been together for about 4 years.
Oh yeah, cool. Yep.
And so that's myself, my partner Glenn.
Yeah.
Liv is our drummer, and I've played with her in other bands previously, so we've jammed together for like ages now.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
And Zoe is our bassist, and she's pretty new to us. She's like 10 years younger than the rest of us.
Oh yeah, cool. Keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys would keep her on her toes, I bet, as well.
Yes.
So yeah, that's cool. And so you guys have sort of a shared musical history then with the members of the group.
Sorry?
You have sort of a shared sort of musical history and sort of, I don't know, similar. Do you all like similar music, or do you have sort of, are you all bringing different things to the table, or?
Kind of. I think everybody brings something a little bit different. Like, I'm probably more influenced by a lot of post-punk stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Glenn is like real into like shoegaze and some surf and garage rock.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like with Liv and Zoe a bit of sort of more metal or doom, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So that's sort of makes for some interesting songwriting then when it all comes together. That's cool. So I was gonna play one of your tracks at the end of the interview, and I was just what track would you suggest I play? Because I've managed to find you guys on Bandcamp. Is that the best place for people to find you guys? Or is it Bandcamp?
Yeah, Bandcamp. You can like download the EPs and stuff from there, but we're on Spotify and Apple Music as well.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And but and you just sort of, and it's just a simple case of Googling the name and then the platform that they perhaps will listen to you guys on.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I think we're like probably the top thing that comes up if you Google that name, luckily.
Yeah, no, that's a good. Yeah, that's such a good name to have in that respect.
Yeah.
It's like there's no confusion. Unless there's like some band and sort of that's just started. Imagine if there was somewhere else in the world that called themselves Lizard Prom. That would be you'd have to get on the phone to them.
Yeah, I would have to start legal action.
Yeah, no, I was actually just talking about Hawke's Bay a moment ago because I played a track by a group called Dimmy Borger. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. They're a Norwegian symphonic black metal.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and there's just that was from an album called Abrahadabra, and then I was looking up what Abrahadabra meant, and it was associated with Aleister Crowley, who was this old sort of magician dude who sort of got into some unfortunate things in the end and was sort of disgraced. But they actually had a church, the Church of the Golden Dawn, which was his church. There was one in Havelock North, which is a funny little quirk of Hawke's Bay history.
I'm super fascinated by that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. I remember finding out about it when I was at high school, and then I think me and some friends we were actually like, yeah, we're going to find the church, but we never did. But yeah, but it's up there. Apparently, there's someone I know who reckon they knew the exact house it was, but it's sort of one of those things because apparently it's a private house now, like private residence, so you can't really go snooping around up there. Otherwise, you'll end up in jail or something, probably.
Yeah.
especially up in the Havelock Hills there. Eh? They're
Well,
pretty-
yes.
they're quite serious about security up there. But yeah, well, so with the band, is that so the EP that you released most recently was that Unusual Pain,
Yes, yeah, that's the one.
and had there been other EPs before that, or?
We just released our self-titled EP about a year prior to that.
Oh, okay, and both of those EPs are available on those music platforms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So if people listening, or maybe we could just play a track now, and then we'll come back and have a chat afterwards about
Yeah.
the track and the album. I'm on Bandcamp now, and Lullaby is there. Is that sort of a good track to play, or is there a different
Yeah,
one? Or?
I think that's probably like the most accessible track for everybody.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no, that's this.
it's a good entry point.
Oh yeah, good. No, well, this radio show is actually can be a little bit inaccessible for people at times, but we like to mix it up here and then so. But no, that sounds like a good track. So I think I'll just actually I could just I'll find it. Oh, so that's also on Spotify, is it? Lullaby. Can you hear me?
I kind of lost you for a minute there.
Oh no,
but-
I think I went away from the microphone. It's sort of the yeah. I'm just so that's also on Spotify, that EP.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, I'll find it and I'll put it. We can have a listen and then Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I found it. Okay, all right. Well, I'll chuck that on so you'll hear a bit of silence for a while it plays, and maybe you could make a cup of tea or something. Because I
Cool.
might, but I'm going to have a drink of water. All right, I'll play that, and we'll be back soon. Okay, so yeah, this is Lullaby by Lizard Prom. Check it out.
She's
All right, are you there?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, brilliant. No, that's a cool track. It's sort of a lament.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked and it's sort of you can hear the sort of doom influences and various others. Is that a track that was written by the whole band or?
So the basis of that song, just like the chords and the like my guitar chords and the vocals were just written by me, and then I took that to the band, and it goes through like everybody's filter and comes out the other end as something sort of different to how it was written.
Yeah, cool. I think that's sort of how a lot of bands do things, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Even though you get much later and sometimes in a band's history there'll be some dispute over t-shirt sales and things like that. But hopefully that doesn't happen with you guys. You don't get some crazy manager who like comes in and corrupts the band dynamic. But and so was that that's off the latest EP, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Yeah. And I did notice on Spotify that the favourite track of listeners is Betty Goes to Hell. Is it?
Oh, so that's off the first EP. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was the one that came out in 2019, is it?
Yeah.
Pre-lockdown.
Yes.
If only we could go back to those days. Hopefully we will soon. And so the band is sort of so you haven't been able to tour, which is a bit annoying with everything that's been going on, but maybe in the next year or so that could change possibly.
Yeah, we would hope so. What's funny is like just as I guess like that first round of lockdown and COVID hit us, that was like we were like, okay, next year is our year for finally going and playing out of town, and then that got put on the back burner. And then near the end of that year, when it looked like things were clearing up and looking good, we're like, all right, next year it's
yeah.
So yeah, we've had a few false starts.
Do you guys gig very often around in Hawke's Bay or?
We had been, yeah. So we'd play at like we've got a few venues here. So there's like Common Room, the Paisley Stage, and the Cabana.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I know those places. Yeah. So the Common Room's still sort of going as a venue in Hastings there?
I think so in general. Maybe not so much. I haven't seen too many bands there under Red, but they've been having DJs and stuff, so I think it might just be like a setting thing.
Oh, okay, because I did hear a disturbing rumour last year that they were sort of struggling to keep things going there for a bit, but they sort of maybe got that sorted out with some donations and so on. But
yeah, I think so. I think like a lot of places have been with the lockdowns and people just not wanting to go out.
So but that Common Room had done a really good thing in Hastings, I know, because there wasn't really a music venue there for a number of years, was there?
Yeah, no, that's been really good. And for a while there, and it was kind of just before we went into like another lockdown COVID scenario, another venue that was associated with them had opened up called Spaceship.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of like an art studio as well as a music and event venue. So hopefully that all sort of starts to pick back up again when things go back to a bit more normalcy as well.
Oh yeah, I think my friend Willie Devine would play band with his bands there sometimes at Spaceship, possibly. And but so, and moving forward with your guys' EP and so on, where would you think if you were to tour, would you go to the South Island as well, or?
I mean, that kind of stuff would be fully dependent on like what we can afford to do, because so much of it is like self-funded. Yeah. And as to whether like anyone down there will know who we are or even wants to see us.
Yeah, well, I do know one way of getting things out there is just contacting those student radio stations. A friend of mine does that and gets his songs played on. The Massey one is quite proactive with local New Zealand bands,
Yes.
ones that are coming up. They play them as often as they can, sort of to keep things keep sort of local music at the forefront. Yeah.
Well, we weren't really aware of that too much until like when we released our first EP and our single, that Betty Goes to Hell. It actually got to like #1 on, I think, like the Dunedin
Oh yeah, cool.
student radio chart, kind of randomly, which was really awesome.
Yeah,
And
that is
after
awesome.
that, I was like, oh, student radio. Yes, I will send our tracks there.
Yeah. No, I think the good thing with student radio is that the people who work on it are quite passionate about local artists, and they really do like playing it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so did you? Are you originally from Napier or?
From Hastings.
Oh, Hastings, yeah.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I'm living in Hastings and now, so half the band's Hastings, half of it's Napier, but in general, Hawke's Bay.
Yeah. I grew up in Flaxmere, which is a good little town that sort of has its foibles, but is appreciated by many.
Yeah.
And no, I just always remember that there's always been a pretty sort of healthy music scene in Hawke's Bay over the years, like right back, into like the sort of early 80s, late 70s, well, even earlier than that, actually. I mean, there's always been bands around, and I just remember when I was in high school, there were a lot of really cool bands, and they'd like hire out like the Clive Hall or something like that, and then sort of have a crazy gig where everyone would just be going mental, and it was good times. And sort of those memories are, one of really strong, happy memories of Hawke's Bay come from that local music scene. Eh?
Yeah. It I think it experiences like a bit of like a ebb and flow here, because as like high school students, they get into bands and they do stuff, and that lasts for a couple of years, but then they often end up going off to uni. So we'll have like this like little lull of like original music until sort of the next crop comes through and stuff like that. And then there's all us sort of like older people continuing just doing what we do in the background. But yeah, I feel like the scene kind of comes in waves, because like not being a university town, a lot of the younger people often like move away, and so do their bands.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's the same with a lot of things in Hawke's Bay, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's sort of, they go well for a while, and then suddenly the people disappear because they go somewhere else. But there's the one guy who's done sort of in the last few years is Conan, I can't remember his surname, but he had the band Conan and the Moccasins, and
Yes, yeah.
and he sort of got to some quite international prominence for a while in Europe and so on, and had some big tracks, and so, and he was from, I'm pretty sure he was from Tiawonga, I think. So he was actually the cousin of my friend Simon, and Simon used to go to his gigs and tell me some stories. But so, well, moving forward with the band, you guys are still sort of, are you planning on doing a full-length album eventually? Or, I mean, I suppose that's sort of something.
I don't think so. Like at this point, we're planning on doing another EP later in the year.
Yeah.
And we kind of like that, just because, like, I mean, for one thing, we can get it recorded in a weekend. Which is brilliant for the budget. And it just sort of like keeps us able to keep things like thematically or musically or atmospherically sort of like in a nice little tight space, rather than, I think like the work that would go into making like a cohesive album is, a bit much for us, because we all have like jobs and lives and that kind of thing. There'd be a lot more focus on that.
Yeah, no,
than
it
what
would
we
be.
probably have to do.
Yeah, just sort of an album I suppose there's some artists or bands that just do short albums now. I mean, I've noticed that's become more of a thing again, rather than like these sprawling epics that became quite popular for a while. That were like, but
just the nature of streaming is almost like you're better off releasing things consistently, but say shorter. So we try to do like an EP a year, than spending a few years on an album, because you need to keep people interested, and yeah, I don't know, like you disappear for a couple of years and they'll be like, oh, who's this?
Yeah. Where do you normally record your stuff? Is there like a studio in
So both of our EPs have been recorded with Troy Kelly at the Armory in Wellington.
Oh yeah, cool. So
Yeah.
you went down to Wellington for like a weekend and
Yeah.
cool. Oh yeah,
And,
and, whereabouts is that in Wellington? Is it just sort of in central Wellington there
I
somewhere?
want to say central.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's very central in town. It's like off on a little side street, and
Oh yeah,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, Wellington's pretty good like that. It does have a few studios down there. I think even there's a good one out in the Hut as well. And then, but yeah, that's really cool. So
Yeah.
well, no, it's good to talk, and I wish you every success with your band. And
Thank you.
yeah, to be and I'll look forward to you guys touring and popping into the Wairarapa maybe. But no,
Yeah.
I'll probably. I generally get up to Hawke's Bay now and again, so I'll keep an eye out for your next gig there, and hopefully it coincides with a visit. But and just to go out today, I'll play Betty Goes to Hell. That'll be a good track to sort of finish things off
Yeah.
with, you reckon?
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, take care of yourself, and yeah, it was awesome catching up.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having a chat.
Yeah, no worries. Take care.
Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh, that was really cool. That's Tylee Birkin of Lizard Prom, and yeah, they have their music is available on Apple Music, Spotify, and Bandcamp. And I'm going to play a track from their 2009 EP called Betty Goes to Hell. Yeah, check it out. Well, that's a really cool track. Betty Goes to Hell, Lizard Prom. I really like that finish, and it's you can I do. I'm a big fan of sort of doom metal and then but the vocals there are really cool as well. And the bass line, everything about that track actually, I really like that. And that's for people out there who want to listen to more of their music, they're available on Spotify, Apple Music, and Bandcamp, and hopefully doing a tour of New Zealand in the near future. I imagine that'd be a pretty cool live act. All right, so yeah, that's good. It's good to have someone else talking on my radio show other than me, because I mean, people just get, you know, the 5 listeners who are out there no doubt get bored of my voice. So it's good to have someone else's voice on the air. As long as it worked and I plugged everything in properly. I'm pretty sure I did, hopefully. Michael did give me a pretty concise explanation the other week on how to do it. So, and I was paying attention because I actually got it right the first time I did it when I interviewed, who did I interview the other week? I can't even remember. I'm turning into Joe Biden. No, it escapes me. I can't remember who I interviewed the other week. Was it someone in Auckland? No. Okay, it's gone. Well, yeah, let's listen to some more music, because we're not going to talk about politics or anything like that. Oh, besides one thing. No, just kidding. I did read something interesting this morning that I did want to mention, and it was the fact that the WHO actually warned countries around the world against imposing vaccine mandates unless it was a sort of absolutely last-ditch thing. And they said that the best way to approach things in regards to vaccination was information and accessibility, and that vaccine mandates could have very negative effects. And I think we saw some of that the other day, actually, the negative effects that vaccine mandates could have. I mean, as much as I know a lot of people like to say, oh, you know, the protesters, you know, deserved what they got or whatever. I mean, I don't think anyone deserves to be part of that sort of melee, police or protesters. And considering that, you know, members of the elected government could have come out and spoken to people who no doubt voted for them, and they refused to. I do find that problematic from a democratic perspective, and I don't think, while I think there were agitators amongst that group at Parliament who obviously caused some damage and threw some rocks and set some fires, I don't think it would have come to that if someone had just maybe spoken to them. And as much as people don't like Winston Peters, I do like the fact that he went there and had a chat to them, because you know, he is a populist like some politicians are, but at the same time he was willing to go and have a chat, and that's where I think the current government let themselves down a bit. They could have just had a chat. And then people say, well, then you're legitimising the protests. And it's like, no, then you're speaking to the people who vote in this country, who are citizens of this country. So, but yeah, maybe that's an unpopular opinion. But I didn't, yeah, the really unfortunate scenes the other day. And yeah, I just regret the entire thing, really. I think with our vaccine uptake in New Zealand, like being, you know, in the 90s, 90%, not sort of percentile, was it really necessary to force people to have the vaccine? I mean, I suppose it's one of those questions that will remain unanswered. And yeah, I suppose with the benefit of hindsight, we can say perhaps this virus was not as dangerous as perhaps what it could have been. And, maybe, yeah. Enough about COVID. Let's put some music on. That's what I like to say. It's 11:36 on Sunday, 6th of March, and we're going to listen to some more music, and I think we'll go with a song that I found the other day that I'm a big fan of. And I did really enjoy that last track, Betty Goes to Hell by Lizard Prom, and I'd say, yeah, that's really cool, locally produced New Zealand music. And if you're a musician and you haven't produced any music recently, get out there and do it. I've got a few friends floating about the place who... There's my other friend Dan, who lives over in Fielding, is hopefully going to be on the show next week. He's got some more music coming out. I think he's just maybe released a new track, and we'll be having a chat to him next week. In the meantime, I've got this track by Mr. Bungle that I was going to play earlier, and this is a cracker actually, and it was from their album they released in the 80s called The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny. And the original album was, I think they recorded it in a garage, so it was pretty, the sound quality wasn't very good. I remember listening to it in the late 90s and thinking, wow guys, what was going on there? Even though, it had its moments, but I was absolutely stoked to hear that they'd re-recorded it recently with the help of, as I said earlier, Dave Lombardo from Slayer and the guy from Anthrax. I'll look up his name while we're listening to it. This is called Lost for Words. Mr. Bungle, I think it was originally written by Mike Patton and Trevor Dunn, Trace Spirance possibly. And, goodness, I've forgotten his name, the other guy, and he was a pretty key part of the band. But, check it out, see what you think. Lost for Words, Mr. Bungle.
Gotta
Yeah, so that's Mr. Bungle, Lost for Words, a song originally recorded in 1988, I think, and or around that time, and then re-recorded in 2018, I think it was the date of re-recording, or 19. Very accomplished musicians these days, Mr. Bungle. After their sort of ragtag assemblage at high school, and then Mike Patton leaving and joining Faith No More, which was sort of the way that Mr. Bungle ended up taking off. I've been a fan of their music since I was about fifth form at Hastings Boys High School. I was introduced to Mr. Bungle, and yeah, I'm still a huge fan of them. I really enjoy the eclectic nature of their musical offerings. And after that sort of assault on the senses, which is, I think it's good to assault the senses often. It's like jumping into a cold river, or perhaps even a warm river if you're lucky enough to be sort of in the thermal part of New Zealand where there's a warm river. So we'll just tone things back a bit with a little bit of T-Rex and a track that I quite like. And a friend of mine, Jack Barlow, who's living in the beautiful climes of Louisiana with his lovely wife, Rachel, he told me that he had a really nice memory of listening to this track one morning after they'd been partying in New Orleans, and someone chucked this on the jukebox. And I've always remembered that story for some reason. Jack and I worked as reporters for the Dominion Post a few years ago, in the good old days of before Stuff decided to chop down the Wairarapa News in all its glory, the greatest small newspaper in New Zealand at the time, levelled by the blade of the technocracy. Is that even a word? But anyway, here it is, Jeepster by T-Rex.
Oh, girl, I'm just a Jeep. vibration is so sweet. Your vibrations are burning up my feet, 'cause you're my babe. Yes, you're my love. Oh, girl, I'm just a cheapster for your love. I said, girl, I'm just a vampire for your love. And I'm gonna suck you.
It's T-Rex. I love T-Rex. Such a cool band. Mark Bolan, may he rest in peace, tragically taken too young in that car crash. But yeah, such a band that when I was younger I only knew a couple of their songs that used to play on the radio, and I had no idea like the sort of the level of a lot of their other music. So yeah, good, cool band, and I'm a big fan. Thinking about playing some electronica to take things out today, because I'm a big fan of electronica, as anyone who does listen to the show regularly would know. And I think probably about the only regular listener to this show is me, because I actually listen to it to make sure that I don't know, you got to listen and check if you're doing things right. And I do find that it's a good way to pick out things that I do wrong and fix them next time. But I quite like Dr. Funkenstein by Deadmau5, and I think I might play it, but then I might have to do a radio edit because it does drag on quite long. So the question is, should I play it or not? And I think I'm going to play it. Go check it out. Dr. Funkenstein. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Here it is. I knew this one went on a long time, even though I quite like it. It's a good dancer. Good dance one, that one. And Dead Mouse, yeah. Good artist. But we're all coming up to the end of the show, so play something to take us out today. And I think it's a good time for a bit of Norman Greenbaum, because I haven't played this track in a long time. And I'm a huge fan of it. And I think this one's going to go out to one of my heroes, Hunter S. Thompson. And also, let's send it out to Shane Warne, who unfortunately died of a heart attack the other day in Thailand. And, man, he was only 51. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, here it is. Pretty much the show for this week, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the music today and the interview. And may you have an excellent week to come and an excellent life to come for the next few years, decades, and millennia. Yeah. Take it easy. Over and out.